Using the operating system on your presses, we have an options screen. This is where we can check for updates. As long as you have Wi-Fi connected to your machine, you can check for updates regularly. Any new updates that we do or any new features we come out with are yours free of charge. This is where you can register your machine. Once you go to workhorseproducts.com and set up a basic account under the owner's portal, then you come out and register the machine using that email and password that you set up. Now you can use the portal system and send jobs to your tablet. We can change the time from here, configure the Wi-Fi, and also restart the tablet from here. We also have our Support Connect. If we're on the phone with you trying to troubleshoot some issues with your press, if you go to Support Connect, that will give us control of the tablet, and we can go in and start looking around and troubleshooting and making any adjustments needed. We can also switch from English to Spanish with just the touch of a button. And then you have your virtual power button. This will turn the press on, and now it is ready for any production, setup, tear down, anything you need to do. On this screen, we have our 4 printing modes. Full automatic, the machine will run you. You need to keep up. You have a begin, so when you have a shirt loaded in your load station, you hit begin and production will start. You can pause at any time during production if you need to re-ink or wipe screens down. And we have the finish button. Once the last shirt has moved over under head 1, you hit finish and it will turn all the heads off in sequence as the last shirt comes around. And we also have a skip shirt function. If for some reason you don't get the shirt on all the way or don't get the shirt on at all, hit skip shirt and it'll skip that pallet all the way around. It will start printing again on its own on the very next pallet. Auto with pedal. This is where you're in control. You run the machine. Again, we have the begin button, shirt in the load position, hit begin, and the heads will turn on in sequence as the shirts come around. Finish button, after the last shirt has moved under head 1, you hit finish. It will turn each head off in sequence as the last shirt goes around. You either use the pedal to make it advance or the continue button on the screen. They both do the same thing. And we also have a skip shirt here. There is no pause button because technically until you hit the foot pedal, the machine is paused after each sequence. Manual button, this is where you'll be anytime the machine is just sitting here doing nothing during setup or teardown. Anytime you stop production and walk away from the control panel, you should always put it back into manual mode. Do not leave the machine in a live production mode while you're not manning the control panel. Sample print is for doing just one shirt. You load a shirt on the load station, hit begin, and it will do that one shirt all the way around. If at any time you need to pause, you have the ability to pause the machine. Under the machine settings, brings up your options for the machine. Anything we do here affects the whole machine. Here we have rapid stroke. If you have more than one print stroke set on any head, the pallets will raise one time, do all print strokes, and drop one time with rapid stroke on. With rapid stroke off, the pallets will raise and drop in between each print stroke. If you're using your flashback, you need to have rapid stroke off and allow the flashback to shuttle in between the print strokes. Preheat flash will just get your bulbs up to temperature a little bit faster for you. Advanced flashback settings allows you to interrupt the flashback signal after every other print stroke as well as the last print stroke. Gives you a few more options than your flashback itself does on its selector switch. Index direction left or right allows you to change which way the machine moves. Your load station and unload station will swap positions when you set the direction to the left. Manual index, you can manually make the machine index to the left or to the right. This comes in handy if you're cleaning your pallets gluing your pallets, taping your pallets. You don't have to push the pallets by hand every single time. You hit manual index and the machine will move them for you. Indexing mode, single index or double index. This is typically used for oversized printing. The machine will index 2 positions, tables will raise, and it will print. When using double index, you will also only be able to print on every other head. Table up, down will raise the pallets up or lower the pallets down. Orbital mode is explained in another video. It will bring up the option windows for your orbital settings. The timer screen. In the timer screen, this is where you will set your index dwell. If you need more time to load or unload, or if you're using your flashback, you need to have an index dwell set. A keypad will come up, and it is in tenths of a second. So if you need 6 seconds, you will hit 6, 0, check, and you now have a 6-second index dwell. The other 3 settings on there are just basic settings of the machine. No need to move those around. All heads off, just turns all your heads off, and now you're ready to set up the next job without having to turn heads on and off again. Warming pallet mode. When you turn on warming pallets, any flash heads that you have on at that time, the flash heads will be running, but the print heads will not be printing. This gives you the ability to warm your pallets before you're ready to print the job. Place shirts. Just put shirts all around your machine, preloads the machine, so when you hit go, all heads will start printing at the same time. Remove shirts, clears the shirts off the machine, so if you need to restart a job, you're not happy with the way it is looking, need to reburn screens, whatever the case may be, hit remove shirts, and it clears the memory, and you're ready to start the next job. Status screen, this just shows the inputs and outputs that are on the machine. You would only be in here if you're on the phone with us troubleshooting. And your advanced screen, these are just default settings of the machine. Nothing you need to be changing on a daily basis, only if we guide you through how to make these changes. We have a print arms tab in this screen as well. Same thing, just how the print heads are configured. No need to make any changes without us guiding you through it. The maintenance tab comes in very handy. You should be using this regularly. This tells you all the steps that need to be done for maintenance, how many cycles till it needs to be done again, the last date that it was performed. And when you go into perform, you have the option to watch a video on how to do that particular step. Once you mark it as performed, it puts today's date and resets your counter. If you're using our portal system, that information will also be saved in the portal, so you have a permanent record of your maintenance schedule. Printhead options. When you select a printhead, it will tell you which printhead you are on and all the options for that head. Anything we do here is only going to affect that one head. This is where you will turn the head on and off. If it's green, it is on. If it's red, it is off. We can set inner or outer position. If you want to switch your squeegee and flood bar and flood to the back and print to the front, you are able to do that. We can place a shirt just in that one position or remove a shirt from just that one position. This is where we will set our print strokes. If you need multiple strokes on your press, you can set it here. When the head's on, you'll be able to see how many strokes are set for that particular head. We have ink type, water-based, or plastisol. Water-based mode will just keep the screens flooded after the print. Flood with index or after index. Flooding with index, the flood will be moving forward as the pallets are indexing. Two things will be taking place at the same time. It does help speed up production. We can designate a head a flash head. This would only be if you're using a manual flash or a third-party flash in our machine. Otherwise, if you're using the Quartz flash, it will automatically detect where it's plugged in at. The flashback does not need to be designated as a flash head because we're still using it as a print head. Once you do set the flash head, you will have seconds available to you instead of your stroke settings. And again, this is in tenths of a second. If you want a 4-second flash, you hit 4-0, check. And now you have a 4-second flash set for that head. We can also print the machine from here, or print the head from here, or chop the squeegees. We have a job counter that we can set. We can reset that number by hitting the reset. We want to set a job total. We can enter how many shirts we are going to print. Check. And now the machine will tell you how far along you are in production. It will tell you the percentage you are along in production. It will tell you how many out of the 100 you need to print, as well as the circle will start filling in blue, similar to a download timer on your computer. Don't rely on the machine to count your job for you. Always count your shirts before and after production. The machine doesn't know if you scrapped any or added any to the pile.